Okay, so if you watched the first video, then you would have heard me talking about the sort of negative effects of GBL and methamphetamine, crystal meth. On the gay scene, it's called G&T. So we'll refer to it GBL as G and crystal meth as T, and MCAT as M. So when I started going out, and probably started going out when I was about 17, 16, I used to go to the pubs and just drink. I'm gonna say drink, like I just have a few pints and then that'll be it. Gone. Like can't remember the night. Fiver, gone. Right. Then I started going out down Manchester's Gay Village. I started drinking vodka. And then one night, whilst I was drinking vodka, I'd only had 2 drinks. I was in a certain bar and I passed out. And I was like, didn't realise. 4 hours later, I'm on a bus with just one shoe on. So I'm like, that's a bit weird when I was 18. Anyway, I didn't think too much of it. I just thought, well, maybe you was just pissed, Brad. But no, weren't pissed. I'd only had 2 drinks. Like, 2 drinks wouldn't have been enough to get me pissed. Not two vodkas and lemonade. Not to the point where I'm staggering to a bus stop. So I'm just thinking maybe if someone put something in my drink. Now, if they have, it's the first time that it's ever happened to me. And I'm not one of them people to go out and say, oh yes, I was spiked. When I wasn't, I might not have been. I might have maybe blacked out. But apparently the girls whose birthday it was, that was in the club, kept saying, you was coming up to me saying, happy birthday. Like, I didn't remember. Bit strange, isn't it? Considering it's about GBL and GBL is the date rate drug, which scares me a little bit. Anyway, it didn't scare me too much because whilst I went through a phase of just working on radio overnights at weekends and working during the council during the week, I didn't touch anything. Like, sometimes, every now and again at night, I'd have a little bit of weed and I'd smoke that and I'd be quite happy. And that's all I'd do. For my 18th, I went to a nightclub and I got a half a gram of coke. And I had it and I was like, oh yeah, I had a good night. But it never made me think, oh yeah, I'm going to do it again. I think the time before that I'd had anything was 90s night at Mantos. I used to go to Sheena Sina college for acting, and just at the side of that is the Gay Village. Hey, so Thursday night is obviously, you finish off what you're doing at college, stay behind, do a bit of rehearsals, go out on the razzle anyway. £1.50 drinks at GAY. Then then it was what, 90p entry at 90s night and 90s music, and that's my thing. 90s music, love it. 90s dance, play it to me anytime. Always puts me in a good mood. And a DJ's trick is, if there's ever a big girl, right, and you play Robin S, Show Me Love, you can guarantee, right, yeah, that big girl will get on that dance floor. Okay? I know that's bad, right, but she will. And every time I've done it, I literally have, like, proven myself right. Group of bigger girls getting onto the dance floor. Now, don't get me wrong, if I could leave the DJ box and dance to that tune, I would. Anyway, getting back to more towards the point of crystal meth and GBL and MCAT. I used to just take pills when I used to go out clubbing properly. Pills and amphetamine, like bombs of whiz. Now, this was, say, when I was 20. And then when I was 20, I discovered that there was a nightclub that played Wigan Pear donk music, and I was like, oh, don't, because I grew up listening to Wigan Pear. I had it on my phone as a child. I was like, I love this club. This club, right, didn't open until 4 a.m. Sunday morning, and it closed at 10 a.m. Sunday morning. So you can imagine going in there, right, obviously, bit drunk, or steaming, and then obviously, yeah, having a few drugs and stuff. That's what I was quickly just saying about Mantos. So yeah, 90s night in Mantos, and I tried MCAT for the first time. I was like, The next day I was like, Claudia, to my friend, oh, my nose is killing us, like, it's going to fall off. Do we need to go to the hospital? She was like, no, Bradley, you'll be fine. Anyway, so then Essential and, Morning Glory and Queer, and there was the best nights of my life. But I just, I turned to taking sort of just drugs, and all of a sudden I thought, no, Brad, I did well. I stopped taking them when I was 21, and then I went for my driving test and I passed, and I started driving, and then before I knew it, I was driving, and I thought, you know what, I can go out just on vodka and Red Bull. Went out, vodka, Red Bull. No vodka. That's a lie, absolute lie. No vodka, just Red Bull all night. Not even one drink, not one alcoholic drink. Anyway, it got to about 5 o'clock in the morning. I was dancing more than everybody else, and then I was like, knackered, can't. So I was like, right, going home. So literally, right, went home. A few weeks later, after that, I met a girl called Amelia, and actually, prior to this, I've got to say, a week before this, so Essential shut down, and a nightclub called Kiki opened, and I went working there on the Friday, and I was pot collecting. I thought, this is boring. Like, the music was like pop and chart, and yeah, I like it. Like, don't get me wrong, but it was brand new, like DJ, and like it was just like variation of music. Just trying to suit the crowd, basically. So nothing underground or anything that would make people go, oh, no, I don't like this music. I'm going. No, it was very much like boring. So I went round, collected the pots, did everything that was meant to do, and drink. I drove home and went to bed. Yeah. The next night, I was doing the overnight shift. Now, this club had the same policy as the nightclub that I used to go to called Morning Glory, that played the dunk music. It was actually bought out by Kiki. So they had that license from 4 in the morning until 10 in the morning on Sunday. And I was on the bar. Well, I straight away found a dealer, because I thought, I am not being on that bar until 10 in the morning. Everyone absolutely off the face, and there's me just like normal. Like, obviously, still remain compass mentis. So I got some speed off someone, and I think it was a pill kind of speed. And I took that, and I was just like whizzing all night. Like, the music was on. This girl, Amelia, she was on the dance floor. She was sweating, like proper sweating her tits off. I was like, Amelia. So anyway, actually I didn't say Amelia. There was no one at the bar, so I thought, right, get her a pint of water, because she's an asked for one. Went and got her a pint of water, put ice in it, give it to her. I was like, Amelia, have that. Well, I didn't even know her name. I was like, what's your name? She's like, Amelia. I was like, I'm Brad. I was like, have that drink. I was like, because you are sweating tits off. And I was like, it's not good. So anyway, right, she drank the drink, and then that was like, she was going on about people leaving her outside Essential and stuff like that. And at this point, I was like, trying to move on with my career and stuff, and like, not try and get too much involved, even though I did have a pill. And every time someone asked me wrong drink, I was like, okay, and then I drank that drink and passed them another drink. So the next day, quite rightly, the manager phoned me. He was like, Brad, don't come in tonight, so unfortunately you're not welcome. So I thought, right then, fuck it, I'll just go out, and I'll go out clubbing back, somewhere else. So I went out, I started going to chill outs here, there and everywhere, and then I started looking at the reunions from Wigan Pier. Now, a strange thing is that my cousin, who's related to me on my dad's side, he, at the time, just took cat just like me, and we was at like a chill out. Now, these chill outs that I discuss are not chill outs, they are basically drug dens, but for gay people, and people go there, they party, and they carry on taking drugs, listen to loud music, they bounce about. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, it's fun. Like, there are other kinds of aspects to it as well. There's like sex parties, and I'm what you call a party boy. I like to party. Music's my passion. So anyway, I'm at this chill out, and I don't like everybody there. Well, not everyone there, but there's people there I just don't gel with. Like, they don't like me, and they got beef for me, and I'm not even willing to like discuss like why they've got beef for me. Can't be asked. Know what something did influence. They'd had loads of alcohol, loads of cat, loads of MCAT. I know what he'd cat. So that's the reason why I went to this dealer's house where the chill out was. Anyway, everyone else was on G, and I was like, oh God, no, don't like G. Like, been a DJ, like, and I saw people taking G, and I'm like, nah, don't float, doesn't float my boat. Like, looks a bit vile, that, like, people are going to sleep on the dance floor. Like, nah, I'm not into that, not at all. So anyway, that was that. Like, everyone was taking G, and I felt proper out of place. Like, then this lad walks in, like this tall lad, and he's like, he's telling me he's lost his car. He parked it somewhere, I can't remember where he parked it. Me and him got on like instantaneously. He was the only person at the party, apart from the person who brought me to the party, who was buying G and having G and chilling with all them, and I was like, no, not having it. Just sat me on a little kales. No, but like, this guy became in, right? And I found out a couple of weeks later, after speaking to him really well, discussing his car and what have you, and he was having like a laugh. I went through photos. Now I don't speak to my real dad, but I know what he looks like. I've met up with him when I was 16. It doesn't bother with me, and to be honest, it is upsetting. But anyway, it's a different story. Is that Kane was the lad that I met at this party was in a photo with my dad. What had happened is I'd gone through my Facebook, and I went into this. Kane added me, and I went onto Kane's Facebook, and I looked through his photos, and I was like, oh, my dad. So anyway, next time I saw him, he was like, Kane. I was like, why are you in a photo on Facebook with my dad? He was like, my dad, that's it's like your dad. He's like, oh, that's my uncle. I was like, fuck off. I was like, we're cousins. So that was it then. We hit it off, didn't we? And then, as sort of like Morning Glory at Essential was coming to an end, I started taking G more and more because Ket dried out. Now, Ket had been running a massive drought, like maybe, what are we in now? Like, it went on a massive drought anyway when I was about 22, so a year of tanning Ket, and then I was still used to the parties. I didn't want to stop going to them, so then I started taking G and MCAT together. Now that blew my head because I was like, wow, that's strong. Like, G on its own doesn't do nothing to me really. MCAT on its own doesn't do nothing to me. G and MCAT, I'm like, whoo, I'm 27,000 feet up in the air, like when I have G and MCAT, it literally does send me off my knickers, and I'm like, ooh, can't, well actually, yeah, I can, because I used to drive everywhere and do everything whilst on G and MCAT. However, I know that's wrong, I know that is really wrong, and it's illegal, and I got done by, just dropped my phone. I got done by the police. I sincerely do apologise. It was an addiction at the time, like, and it never stopped. I was forced as a part of that sort of ban to go to community drug rehabilitation every single week, which I built a rapport with. Now, about 6 months before I got caught drug driving, I went there once, and I saw this worker called Lynn, and I was like, nah, it's not for me, don't need drug counselling. But anyway, the courts recommended it, and I went to drug counselling, and I saw a lady called Laura, Geordie girl, gorgeous looking. I'm a gay lad, but she's lovely looking, and she really did, honestly, like, try and help me. She had massive damage limitations because I was going through half an ounce of MCAT, me and my cousin, every weekend. It was just like I was stinking. I was sweating back off us, just listening to Bounce, going from rave to rave, to party, like, just literally with people in my car. Like, I was going everywhere. Like, I was always compass mentis to drive, don't get me wrong. When the accident happened, it was because when I got caught drug driving, is I pulled up in the gay village, and between June and July of that year, they was doing an operation to catch people drug driving or drink driving in the city centre. So all CCTV were looking at cars and people getting out of cars. And obviously I got out of the car, and because I had G&M car just previously before I got out, because I was getting pissed off with people in the car, and I thought I had to pick a friend up at 5 and it was like 4, so I was like, right, I'm gonna go for a little walk. So I literally twitched out the car, and I think someone's phoned the police. Anyway, I've got back in the car and I thought, right, she could finish work early, my friend. I'm pissed off. I just want to get home. Just want to lie down. Anyway, as soon as I pull out, I put my favourite bounce tune on, Daz Birchall. He actually gave it to me. It's called Take Off by Chris L. It's a bounce tune. It's fucking mint. Still love it to this day. But I put it on and blue lights were flashing behind me. I was like, oh shit. Like, right, everybody, drugs away. Anyway, they stopped me. They had to remind me to take my seatbelt off because I didn't do that. They had to remind me to put the handbrake on because I didn't do that. And this was pure over anxiety because I didn't have enough G, like, to cover my anxiety. My anxiety was going through the roof. When I got to the police station, I did a urine test and not a blood test, so they couldn't tell straight away if there was any drugs in my system. So that meant that I could drive back home. So I drove home, and luckily, I drove to my friends, and luckily she had some Valium for me. So I had some Valium and I went to sleep. And then I started to disassociate myself with everyone that was taking those drugs all the time, because there was a group of about 20 of us, and there'd be certain points where I'd be like going up to the countryside to go and see a friend who lived up there. And don't get me wrong, like, it's a lovely place that this lady lives, but you know, she's got a dad there, and she's you know, dad's, you know, getting on, like, retirement age. You know, she's got, you know, horses and whatnot to look after. A girlfriend, I'm not too sure, is not keen on me, but I know she likes to sober me. I know she does anyway. And it's lovely, like, to go, like, up there and stuff, and like, but when you're coming off drugs, it's like you don't want to do anything. You don't want to do any of like what you used to want to do. And I get it. You know, I'm day 20. You know, I'm fucking. This is the only few days that I've been able to record and share some, like, film footage with you, because it's been horrendous. Tomorrow I'll find out whether or not I get funding for this residential and detox. So just very quickly, what would happen is I'd go through a 4-week detox, and that would be a detox of all the prescription medication that I'm on. In tomorrow's video, I will show you the prescription medication that I'm taking, but it's a hell of a lot, and I've already took it now, so I'm getting ready to hurry up and finish this video, you know what I mean? I can feel it starting to kick in. But yeah, my prescription medication, and I will be sent, like, you know, into a hospital bed, and slowly weaned off everything, bit by bit. So by the time I get into the 12-week residential rehab, which will be somewhere within the UK, I will then get the therapies, the CBT, you know, the parts of me that just hate, like, drugs that I've took, and, you know, things that have happened, and, you know, friends that I've lost, and, you know, it's very sad, and I don't want the sympathy card. I want to be there for you, I've already got my support in place. Hopefully my funding will be accepted tomorrow, and if it is or isn't, I'll still be making a video because I've always got plan B in my head and plan C and D. So I want to keep this as like a positive blog for anybody that has struggled. I've gone through a struggle with MCAT and G, and then crystal meth and G. I've not explained the crystal meth situation. Basically, 2 years ago in June, so it would have been June, July, August. 2 years and 3 months ago, I was at a national conference with work, and the first night I thought, right, I'm just gonna go out, I'm gonna get absolutely pickled. I'm just gonna drink a litre bottle of vodka. I had 2 grams of cocaine with me, and I thought that is all I'm gonna take. That wasn't the first night. Bearing in mind, I was drinking all the way down there in those little light plastic cups. You can't really see. Wasn't taking G though, because it come off the G at that point. But I was taking alcohol all the time, probably just to subside the G withdrawal. Anyway, got to Brighton. I was like, right, where are the clubs? On Grindr, like straight away, like, yeah, let's have a look, see what is going on. Anyway, got myself dressed up, went out. Music was shit. Clubs were shit. I was like, Brighton, places to go. Nah, I'm not about this. Someone, right, if you're watching from Brighton, you need to tell me somewhere good to go in Brighton, because I'll dance to anything, me. I don't need drink or drugs. I explained that in the video before. I've been on nights out where I've just drunk Red Bull, 5 o'clock, gone home, drove, and it doesn't bother me. I just need good music, and I wasn't feeling the good music in Brighton. I really weren't. So anyway, I had a gram of coke, a litre bottle of vodka. I was, let's just say, steaming. I was what my friends would say, bradded. That's what they used to call me. Are you bradded? I'd be like, yeah, bradded, mate. Anyway, it's not funny, because the seriousness of this is that on that night I had this lad back at my room. Because he wanted to continue to party, and I thought he just wanted like coke and a drink. Anyway, he had G and crystal meth. Now, this was 2 years ago and 2 months, and since then I've been on and off and on and off, and unboxing, and I'm gonna say on and off G and crystal meth, and using them as medication off the doctors. To subside the come down withdrawal. I've also, got myself into debts with cocaine. It's just really, it's not great. Like, I don't have any debts with crystal meth. But that's the way how I want it to be, because I don't want any more debts on my name. I mean, obviously I sort everything out in time, but this is one of those things, like, I understand it's tricky to talk to somebody. So if you want to if you want to talk to me, maybe you want to talk to me on the phone, I'm alright to talk to you on the phone. Like, seriously, you can inbox me, subscribe to this. What I'll do is I'll just keep checking my emails, any emails that I get, and then I'll give you a ring, because to be honest, I think whilst I'm going through this detox and rehab myself, because I've done 20 days, yet, miracles haven't happened. My addiction has not been solved. It's just been replaced by benzodiazepines, like diazepam and whatnot. Okay, so that's it. Tomorrow we'll discuss rehabilitation and the program itself, and also we'll discuss medications to help if you are currently struggling with GBL and crystal meth addiction. Alright, thank you, and good night, because it's getting towards night time now. Alright, peace out, love you.